Hari Bol. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Piety, wealth, happiness and liberation will come to him. My servant need not ask for them. They will never leave my servant. My Sudarshan chakra will always protect my servant. Even when all the universes are destroyed, he will not perish. Could you explain that to me, please?
I'll say that again.
My Sudarshan chakra will always protect my servant. Even when all the universes are destroyed, he will not perish.
Yeah, it's this exclusively devoted to the Lord and the Lord's devotees. It's so powerful that the way, see, we have to come under the shelter of the Lord and the Lord's devotees and his real devotees. That's how we actually get the shelter of the Lord. You notice it's the word. Those who get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya through a disciplic line, through a devotee, then you can collect the valuable jewels in the scriptures. That's Krishna, that's God. See, so we're getting that shelter through the devotees. You'll be able to pick that up. See? So when you're meditating like that forever, then the universes can be destroyed and the devotee will be protected, because you're protected by meditating on Shuddha Bhakti principles and Shuddha Bhaktas and the Lord. That is the Lord. The Lord is his word. See, the word comes through his real devotees, not through hypocrites and liars and cheaters, or those who are acting as gurus but are not really purified, not Shuddha Bhaktas. You got to understand what we're preaching here, Shuddha Bhakti and Shuddha Bhakti worship, and only that. That'll protect you from everything else. Otherwise, if you don't understand what we're teaching here, you'll be prone to be worshiping Putana. Somebody you'll put them on the same level as Shuddha Bhaktas. See, you got to come to the point of this devotion awaken in your heart. Now you're like Srivas. Now you know what is Shuddha Bhakti, because God has revealed himself to you, that bliss, that revelation. See, then when a real devotee comes before you, recognize him, you become ecstatic. Tears come to your eyes. See, so until that point, you're in danger. You have to have this bhakti awaken in your heart. You get a real clear bead on what is Shuddha Bhakti and Shuddha Bhakta. See, and then you stay with that forever. Never going to worship the modes anymore. Or those imitating pure devotees and hypocrites and liars and all that stuff. That's all over the place. You don't have to go to the New Age persons, who are teaching. They've some mixture of all this stuff, alloys, this and that. You won't listen to them. You won't say, I don't want that. You'll purify those. If they come to you, they'll get purified. But you don't go there and get polluted by them. You won't go to the devotees who are in the mode of goodness or passion and pretending to be Shuddha Bhaktas. You won't go to them. They can't give anything to you. That kind of worship, man, that's what we're teaching. That's why people get bhakti within a year, man. You learn these lessons. Within a year, you'll get bhakti, man. You have to listen to this talk over and over and over again till they understand it.
Thank you. Anyone who remembers my devotee, I will feed and protect. The servant of my servant is very dear to me. Without even trying, he attains me.
So read that again.
The servant of my servant is very dear to me. Without even trying, he attains me.
And the sentence before that too.
Anyone who remembers my devotee, I will feed and protect.
So you see, remembers my devotee. That includes the bygone devotees, okay? But if you really remember them with ecstasy, when a real living devotee comes before your face and you remember them, that means you're qualified to remember those bygone devotees. Because if you can't remember the bygone devotees in ecstasy, that's why a living devotee comes before you and trains you up to do so. The Lord will use them to deliver you to that point. So read that sentence again.
Servant of my servant is very dear to me. Without even trying, he easily attains me.
Okay, that's good. That's good enough. Yeah. So read that again. One more time.
The servant of my servant is very dear to me. Without even trying, he easily attains me.
See, so when you come to the point you can recognize a genuine devotee, this is what we're preaching. This is how we roll here. When you can recognize somebody who's a true servant of the servants all the way down the disciplic line and are ecstatic devotees. Read that sentence again.
The servant of my servant is very dear to me. Without even trying, he easily attains me.
When you become a servant of a true servant that's ecstatically connected, the real branch, without even trying, you attain him. That's what these guys got, and that's the example we set here. Without even trying, they've attained Krishna. And everyone else who follows their example will also attain Krishna. This can happen within less than a year. Could happen in a day if you get what we're talking about here. This is absolutely true. It is scientifically provable in our Amazing Grace place. It has been scientifically proved here. The Lord is not lying in the book. It is livingly accomplished here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was a very good speech, wasn't it? Very good.
He's pointing out what the Lord said.
Yeah.
In living color. In reality. Here, give me that. In 2018, man, that's why I said what happened then and was taught then is being taught now. I'm just repeating what was taught. That was the message that delivered people bhakti quickly then, and that same message is being delivered now by the order of Prabhupada and our disciplic line, and that's why people are getting bhakti now. The Lord is saying, this is my servant. He's teaching the right thing. I'm well pleased with him. You listen to that guy and you're going to be blissed out of your gourd.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No. Mina, yeah, okay, hold it up. Just hold it up. Mina says, Gita also, one who explains the science of devotion to the devotees. No one is more dear to me than he. So, yeah, one who that's okay, yeah. One who explains the true science, not the false science, not a speculative science. One who explains the true science. What we explain here delivers the result. That is proved that we're experienced devotees. See, the desired result is coming so quickly. Do you really want Krishna? Do you want to die without Krishna? Well, that's why Jesus told the Pharisees, listen, you don't believe that in this message, in this messenger, you're going to die in your sins. See, your sin of envy, jealousy, those coverings. You're going to die in that. You can take the covering with you. See, that goes for those who follow the Pharisees. No matter how sincere they are, still you're following hypocrites. Still caught up in putana. See, you got to follow the real servants teaching the true science of devotion. If you do that, You're going to get all these benedictions. Even, what is this? Without trying, you're going to attain Krishna. Without trying, people that come here, you're going to attain Krishna. Just like it's already proven that people are doing without even trying. All they're doing is like, whoa, I just like to sit on the couch, eat a little popcorn and listen. Wow, I really like this. Thank you very much. And boom, they get Krishna. See? It works, man. We're no liars here. See? Maya's shucking and jiving on. Oh yeah, I'm guru and everything. Oh, but you're going to die without devotion, man. You know, that's just how it is, because I haven't realized Krishna, and I'm just going to continue letting you worship me like I have, because that's how I roll here. That's the kind of Bhagavatam I preach. I preach a Bhagavatam that bores Krishna. What do you call them? Boring Bhagavatam classes. The Lord is not impressed with keeping his servants in Maya. That's why the devotees, they're very eager, like the Lord, to deliver people. Whoever will listen to their message will get Krishna in this life without even trying for it. Spontaneously, man. That's how much power our Sangha is producing here.
Anyone who remembers my devotee, I will feed and protect. The servant of my servant is very dear to me. Without even trying, he easily attains me. Why should he worry? I personally bring him food. I personally feed my servant. Srivas, you happily stay where you are. I will bring everything to your door. You and Advaita are very dear to me. Your bodies will never be devoured by old age.
And personally, I live that way, and nobody can imitate this. I happily stay where I am. Happily. And just do my service. I love it. I happily stay there, and things come to my door. And I'm training people to become like that. Wouldn't you like to do that? Huh? You will know whatever you want to do, you happily be where you are, and everything good will come to you. Everything righteous, even good. I mean, I can't believe the disciples and students I'm getting are so, these gurus would die to get disciples like I get. I can't believe it. They're so sincere. So amazing. I can't bet everything good, even in disciples, come. It's like Lord Chaitanya said, I don't want materialistic disciples. They don't come. Or some come and they say, oh, please give me this material thing, and then they go very quickly. Oh yeah, there's plenty out there who will give you something like that. People are coming here who really want bhakti. Or you could be mixed and be honest and say, yeah, I just have this desire for this. Yeah, that's okay. But people coming, and this inspires people that are mixed. You say, well, you look at these persons, they just really want bhakti, and the Lord is giving them so much good stuff.
Then Lord Chaitanya called to Ramai Pandit. The Lord said, listen, Ramai, you are very dear to me. You always serve your elder brother, Srivas Pandit, as if he were the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. That is my order to you. See,
so this is the Guru to see, Srivas. You serve him like the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because they're servant to Krishna. They're serving Krishna to you. See, you give that kind of respect. When you see the Guru is actually the Lord, this is truth, man. I'm telling you. This is in the book. The devotee, the real guru, is the external manifestation of the supersoul. When you get that, you'll be able to worship Krishna. When you look at the world, you're seeing this is Krishna's form. When you see the real guru, this is Krishna's form. See? They come to deliver you, Shuddha Bhakti form of Krishna. When you see like a materialistic Vaishnava, you see this Supreme Personality of Godhead is at that stage in the form of a materialistic Vaishnava. Gadadhar saw like that. He saw Pundarik Vijayanidhi in a little bit of a wrong way. He said, oh, he looks like he's the Supreme Personality of God has come as a materialistic Vaishnava. But he wasn't really. He said he thought this is an offense. I made the wrong conclusion with him. Say that last sentence again. Oh yeah, serve him as a Supreme Lord. See, because the Lord is coming through that person, and the Lord is actively talking to you and delivering you with revelations and realization. Ecstatic bliss is coming through. Why wouldn't you serve them like that? Because the Lord in his form there, and a deity isn't doing all that. He may be, but you can't see it and you can't take advantage. But the Guru is getting you ready. He's talking to you. It's the Guru who's breaking your bonds. You darn well better be appreciating them. I mean, I've had people leave here and say, well, I'm more attracted to deity worship, so I'm going to go worship the deity. So I'm giving up my service to you. Oh, that is stupidity, man. So Minas has always wondered why it is said, explains the science of science to devotees. Yeah, explains the real science, not a speculative. It's a science. A science means it's been tested and proved. And so the devotees prove it. It's got to, they explain the science, and that works. You see, this works. If you're explaining something that's not scientific, it won't work. This is scientifically proved. Meena says, very rare, the real guru manifestation of supersoul. Absolutely, it's very rare. Okay? That's how you get to know the supersoul. You want to know what bliss is? You see it on the real guru. You want to know what ecstasy is? You see it on the real guru. You want to know how soft-hearted the Lord is? You see that manifested in the tears of the guru. You want to see how hard like a thunderbolt the Lord is? You see it on the thunderbolt guru. First the Father does, then the Son does. Very rare, yeah.
Hearing the Lord's words, Srivas and Sri Ramai both felt happiness that had no end. Their desires were all fulfilled. Even today, by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, everything needed comes of his own accord in Srivas' will.
See, this is why Lord Chaitanya is called the instructor of the universe. See, he came and instructed personally the science of devotional service. You see how he's telling them things. See? So when we become purified, we will say the same thing as the Lord. That's our glory, is to say what the Lord said, as it is, not changing it. But you have to be that. See, and then you can relate, and then you can relate it to others. You have to be that. That's why they cannot preach properly until they became awakened in Madhyamadikari. And then by their example, then they can say, well, this is what I did to get here. See, now they can preach the true science of how to get to this stage, to the neophytes. The neophytes are all waiting for them. That's why Jesus said, you are my witnesses. For Vaishnavas, you are my witnesses. You are the Lord's witnesses. See, you show them by your example how to wake up. See? Because a lot of people don't know that. They can't recognize an Uttamadikari that's preaching things as they are. But a Madhyamadikari does, and they're learning from the Uttam. See, they're learning. But the neophytes cannot recognize the Uttam. But the Madhyam can show them, because people are looking to their example. They can see that. That's how it works. Coming up the line. That makes sense? People looking at you guys. That's why, that's why Jesus He goes, so he's stealing my microphone. That's why Jesus said, you will be my witnesses. See? You will be my witnesses. You need that. See? And you will give glory to me. You see? And it's not a bad thing. When you give glory to the real bona fide guru, you think that's an ego thing? No. First of all, it gives great pleasure to a disciple. Great pleasure. And not only that, it liberates others because they think, wow, I didn't think I was supposed to, I thought that Gaurahari was crazy guy. See, you're giving great glory to a person who actually deserves it. The Lord is saying, this is my what do you call, servant, my intimate servant. Listen to him. And you're listening. See, and then you just glorify, say, yeah, I'm listening, this is, see, and people look, really? We thought he was like a neophyte or something. Then they start to listen, and then they get what you got. They become madhyams also. See, and then the madhyams become very quickly uttams. You guys will progress very quickly now.
How can I describe Srivasa's noble and generous character? The 3 words become purified by remembering him. 3 worlds become purified by remembering him. Lord Chaitanya enjoyed pastimes at Srivasa's home, and Srivasa sincerely served him. By Srivasa's desire, Lord Chaitanya happily stayed for some days at Srivasa's home. Gazing and gazing at Lord Chaitanya, Srivasa and his family floated in transcendental bliss. After staying for some days at Srivasa's home, Lord Chaitanya went to Raghunath's home in Panihatta. Busily engaged in service to Lord Krishna, Sri Raghunath Pandit suddenly found Lord Chaitanya standing before him.
By the way, what is that? Gazing and gazing at Lord Chaitanya. What is that?
Gazing and gazing at Lord Chaitanya, Srivasa and his family floated in transcendental bliss.
I told you to be careful with that.
I was careful with you, put me on my hand.
Boy, this guy talks back, man. He's supposed to take it. Nice repressed. He's like Sachi, man. Right back to me. I get my karma. You put it out like that, you get it back like that. So gazing and gazing at Lord Chaitanya, they're filled with transcendental bliss. That's what we're here to do. We're here so that we do that through mantra. See, we're gazing and gazing at Lord Chaitanya through the years. See? And when it becomes effective, then we're gazing and we go into bliss. See, that's the whole game here. When you chant Hare Krishna mantra, you got to feel the bliss of it, right? Isn't that it? Isn't that the truth? Isn't that really the only thing, huh? So that we gaze and gaze just to come to the stage of that. But if there's all these offenses around, hearing from devotees who haven't realized Krishna, you're gazing and gazing and not getting that so much. You got to get through those obstacles. Therefore, the real teacher, the real preceptor comes here to break apart these offenses and this ignorance. I mean, if you really want Krishna, then you'll get through it quickly. Otherwise, there's a long process, lifetimes, We're here so that people can gaze and gaze at Krishna and feel the bliss of that. By hearing, when chanting the mantra and all that, and feel blissed out of your mind. Have your eyes rolling like Govinda there, His eyes are rolling right there. They just continually roll, man. I just watch this guy all day, just rolling. His eyes are just rolling. I don't know, man. He's gazing and gazing and... No wonder he dances down the street all day long, full of energy. No separation for him, man. He's just rolling right in it. He's just rolling along with it.
Busily engaged in service to Lord Krishna, Sri Raghav Pandit suddenly found Lord Chaitanya standing before him. Seeing the master of his life, Raghava Pandit fell to the ground and offered Dandavat obeisances. Tightly embracing the feet of Goddess Lakshmi's beloved husband, Raghav Pandit wept in bliss. Lord Chaitanya embraced Raghav Pandit and sprinkled his body with tears of joy and love. His body was filled with bliss. Raghav Pandit did not know what he should do to greet the Lord. Seeing his severe devotion, Lord Chaitanya, the king of Vaikuntha, placed his merciful glance on Raghav Pandit.
Seeing the what now?
Eh?
Seeing what?
Seeing his sincere devotion, Lord Chaitanya, the king of Vaikuntha, placed his merciful glance on Raghav Pandit.
This is the only way to please the Lord, is with sincere devotion. And even that you can't get. That's why just without even trying, you'll get sincere devotion by associating with those who've gotten the mercy of the Lord. See? You'll become sincere just without even trying. Because even that we can't do. Okay? And then that only by that sincere, unalloyed devotion is the only pleasure of God. So we get that by associating with his real servants. No one else can give that. Those caught up in the hypocrisy and stuff like that, they can't give it. Even though they may be somewhat sincere in the modes of goodness. See, but real sincerity is Shuddha Bhakti principles, Shuddha Bhaktas. You got to be in their association. Otherwise, there's no chance of getting sincerity. I don't care how many big gurus there are out there. And there's some big ones, and they're very humble like pie and everything. But unless they get the mercy of a real associate of Lord Chaitanya, they cannot please the Lord by how it's like. This is like Paul said, your good deeds are like filthy rags before the Lord, because they prove it. Devananda Pandit is the perfect example. He was better than any of these so-called big gurus in this world, who are very humble like pie and even serve the Vaishnavas very nicely and everything. But he had one fault, that he couldn't please the Lord. He didn't like ecstatic devotees. He didn't like Shuddha Bhakti. He couldn't recognize it. I'm telling people the essence. There's some like that now in this world. I won't mention any names, but you think of the best of the gurus now, and you found it. But I'm not mentioning any names like that. They are against Shuddha Bhaktis and Shuddha Bhakti, and proved it to me. Proved it to the Lord. Took one of my students away. And this person's recognized as the king of that. Of Bhakti, and Lord Chaitanya chastised, the power to chastise the Devananda Pandit, and nobody could even recognize as being not up to snuff in their worship yet. He said, this guy has no ecstatic devotion. Look at this, he was even offensive to my real devotees. He threw Srivas out of his class, didn't recognize him as the real parampara representative, that he should have took his mercy. Couldn't recognize that. Fire, I'm going to tear up his Bhagavatam. He should not be speaking it. He doesn't know the true conclusion of Bhagavatam. See? That's what we're dealing with here, that kind of stuff. You got to find a true servant of the Lord that preaches Chaitanya Bhagavat as it is. And Chaitanya Charitamrita as it is. Not only Bhagavad Gita as it is, but Srimad Bhagavatam as it is, and Chaitanya Charitamrita as it is, and Chaitanya Bhagavat as it is. And then you'll get through that narrow gate because I'll teach you the right thing. Because they purify even persons like that the whole world thinks are pure devotees, but aren't yet. Not up to snuff. Oh, got a question?
No. The Lord said, now that I've come to his home and now I see Raghunath Pandit, I forget all my sufferings.
You got a question? Somebody had a question. So what is, she says, what is Shuddha Bhakti? Then it says, oh, I see. If a very sincere devotee wants only Krishna's lotus feet, Krishna directly gives him the position of Shuddha Bhakti, unalloyed devotional service. So I see, if a very sincere devotee wants only Krishna's lotus feet, Krishna directly gives him the position of Shuddha Bhakti, unalloyed devotion. Well, let's put it this way. There, the Lord is looking, he's not looking only for that, because very few people can be like sincerely like that. But he'll do like this. If you're honest, you're honest. I really want bhakti. I want bhakti, but I also want a husband or a wife. I also want some sense gratification, all that. We're all kind of like that, fools. Okay? The Lord says, well, the way I work here, roll here, I can't find somebody who only wants me. I'm lowering the price for these fools. Okay? I will accept this. If they really want to serve me and they want my association, I will give them my devotees association. Okay? And even though they have some desires, but they got to at least want bhakti, okay? I want bhakti, and maybe I want something else. See? But those persons who stay in my service, serve my devotees, I will give them what they want, but not in such a way that they petition me again and again. This is in Chaitanya Charitamrita verse. Okay? I will give such fools, he even calls them. We're all fools like that. I'll give such fools whatever they want, whatever that is. But they also want to serve me. I will give them a taste for my service. See? And they won't petition me over and over again, because I'll give them increasing taste, and they'll give up more of that and then stay more with the service. So that, that's all the Lord's looking for, is honesty. See? But if you don't admit that you're blind, like Jesus told the Pharisees that. He said, look, this guy is blind. This guy at the well, he's blind and crippled, and he admits that. He needs a Savior. He's listening to me. But you're blind like him. You're just not physically crippled and all that, but you're actually more blind because you won't admit your sin. You won't listen to me. Therefore, your sin remains. His is forgiven. That's what the Lord is. Just admit that you're just in Maya, that you're a fallen soul, that you got problems, and come to where the Lord is delivering people. Okay? And then you will be delivered. The Lord will cover whatever is a problem. See? That's why here, anybody, you could be addicted to drugs or anything. You come here and just say, hey, I'm like this. But, I believe in this message here. I believe in Gaura Hari's teachings and all. He's teaching me the right thing. I believe that. And I know the Lord will cover anything, any problems. You have that kind of faith and you will see it will work. You will make progress very quickly. And the Lord will give himself to you. Thank you.
Seeing his sincere devotion, Lord Chaitanya, the king of Vaikuntha, placed his merciful glance on Raghunath Pandit. The Lord said, now that I've come to his home and now that I see Raghunath Pandit, I forget all my sufferings. By bathing in the Ganga,
See, the Lord is playing like a conditioned soul. If you go to a devotee's home, see, our home is on Facebook Live. You'll forget all your sufferings. And what is proof of that? Well, people stay for 3 or 4 hours sometimes. Who can do that unless you're really forgetting your sufferings, huh? Hey? So that's how it is. That's what, by hearing from a real devotee engaged in pure devotional service, it uproots the threefold miseries. All your sufferings get uprooted. And then you come to the point you'll start to get this devotion awakening in your heart. Irrevocable devotion to the Lord. You'll realize who the Lord is. Then you really forget your sufferings. Because then all you do is think about the Lord or chant his names, and then the Lord awakens in your heart and all your sufferings are gone from being in this world. More and more like that. See, so first you come to Sadhu Sangha, get purified, bathe in the talks, as it is talks of the devotees, glorifying Shuddha Bhakti like that. Get bathed and purified. And then when from your heart, sincere things come, oh, thank you so much for doing this. Oh, I really love this. Oh, your preaching is so wonderful. See? That's getting purified. Now the Lord, just, oh, wow, that's sincere. Well, let me give them a merciful glance.
By bathing in the Ganga, one becomes happy. In the same way, I become happy by entering Raghunath Pandit's home. Smiling
See, proof is in the pudding. We don't have to give any blind faith here. You just come and listen. You come and hear and judge by the results. If you're coming to hear, even honestly, well, let me come and hear and see if this checks out. And by your own experience, you can get whether it does or not. But you got to come, well, you can't be like this. Well, I've come a couple of times and I'm looking for I want to become an ecstatic devotee. Oh, you want it that cheap? No, it doesn't quite work like that unless you're really sincere. See? You might have to come for a while first, but you'll see you'll make increasing progress. Your miseries will go. Because that result has to be there if you're in the right place. If you're coming and you're bored with the classes and you don't feel some change inside, you got to see, look at the reports. You got to have some testimony. Look at Meena going, wow, I'm going out and things are happening. Why is that? Well, she's coming to Sadhu Sangha. It has that result. It spills out. You get, oh, I'm getting all these revelations. Where's that coming from? Sadhu Sangha. See? I had one guy, he never acknowledged that so much. He just said, he never acknowledged that he was getting empowered from Sadhu Sangha, and that was a bad sign. He eventually left. He thought, well, I'm just getting this because I'm a Prabhupada disciple. That was a bad move, and I knew it was all because he was coming here. All kinds of nice things, started writing good songs, all that, but he didn't give so much acknowledgement on that. See? That's called something in the heart is not clean, and they ended up deviating him. See, you got to see things as they are. And if you're in the right sadhu sangha, your life will start to work better. You'll start to feel more like a devotee. You'll feel more empowerment and everything. But you can't become ungrateful to the branch. You got to say, my God, this is coming through the branch, and continue to glorify the branch. That's what Jesus taught. That's what all devotees teach. That's what they're doing with Prabhupada. And that has to be here too. I mean, if you're getting something, you have to, that's called preaching. Otherwise, there's something in the heart. It wants to imitate or be equal and all that stuff. That has to be worked out. Okay? They just keep coming and keep, you'll see this more and more, how it works.
Smiling, Lord Chaitanya said, "Listen, Raghunath Pandit, quickly go and cook for Lord Krishna." Attaining this order and now tasting the nectar of ecstatic love, Raghunath Pandit happily went to cook. Following his heart's desire, the Brahman Raghunath cooked a limitless quality of food. Accompanied by his associates and by Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya came to eat. Then Lord Chaitanya, the beloved of Goddess Lakshmi, ate. He praised every food. The Lord said, "How beautiful is Raghunath's cooking. Never have I tasted sack like this." Whether Lord Chaitanya was fond of sack, Raghunath cooked different kinds of sack in different ways and placed all these sack preparations before the Lord. In this way, Lord Chaitanya happily ate. At last he left and rinsed his mouth. Hearing that Lord Chaitanya had come, Gadadhar Das ran to Raghunath Pandit's house. Gadadhar Das was very dear to Lord Chaitanya. He was filled with the bliss of devotional service. Lord Chaitanya personally appeared in his body.
That's where you got to be, man. You got to be in an association where the devotee is filled with the bliss. That's where Lord Chaitanya is. See, filled with the bliss of devotional service, filled with the bliss of talking about Krishna, delivering that bliss to others just naturally. See, when you have faith in a real devotee, you can relish that bliss. See? Otherwise, without faith in the devotee, you can't relish it. That's why you have some people that they just want it cheaply, right? And they say, "Well, I came a couple of times, I didn't feel any ecstasy." See, they're just kind of curious person. They're not real faithful yet. That's why you got to hear more, hear often from the devotees. See things, feel things, experience things, get purified, get the uprooting of threefold miseries. And then even within months, you may get this awakening of devotion, which makes the Lord irrevocable fact in your life now. Okay, so read that sentence again, the last one.
Gadadhar Das was very dear to Lord Chaitanya. He was full of the bliss of devotional service. Lord Chaitanya personally appeared in his body.
See, he was filled with the bliss of devotional service. That means the Lord is in his body. It's synonymous, simultaneous. If you want the darshan of Krishna, you got to find the devotees filled with ecstatic bliss. Because that's where the Lord is, and the Lord is the only, they're filled with the bliss because the Lord is there. And you're in their association, and you get purified of all these anarthas just automatically. Without endeavor, you attain the Lord just by association. It's like real estate. Location, location, location is success. Here it's association with those filled with the bliss of bhakti. Association, association, association. You will get Krishna without trying. But if you're not associating, you won't get it. I have people that have some faith here and they don't come and associate. You stupid fools. You idiots. Why are you doing that? Well, I don't know, because I think I'm equal, or God knows what's going on in their minds. It's association. If you understand that, don't you want to be successful in bhakti? People who want Krishna bhakti. They're like a real estate person who wants wealth and money, and they will get location, location, location. Well, you really want Krishna? Everybody out there, do you really want Krishna? It's association, 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 and you will get Krishna without trying. Arjai says, do you realize that you are living a pastime? Tears, shivering, feeling as time, place, and circumstance has been satisfied. So grateful for the association. Yeah, I'm telling you, you got to see these pastimes living again before your eyes. Like this. And then you'll get it. Get what? Krishna Bhakti. What else is there in this world? Lord Chaitanya said there's nothing but Krishna Bhakti being offered in this world. That's all I see. That's all these guys are looking at now. Association, association, association.
Seeing him, Lord Chaitanya placed his graceful feet on saintly Gradadhar's head. Puranda Pandit and Paramashva Vari Das, in whose body Lord Chaitanya also appeared, also ran there. Seeing the Lord, they both wept with love. Raghunath Vedya.
These are the qualities of devotees. When the Lord appears in their bodies, when the Lord appears, they weep. Or they cry, or they're blissful, or they're chivalrous, or some ecstatic thing is happening in those devotees. That's where to be. That's the only place to be, man. That's our grace place, our amazing grace place. The Lord appears here. And now in more and more devotees. Look at Arjai, man. The Lord's appearing there. Look at these guys. The Lord's appearing in our bodies. Why? Because we're in the right association. Association, association. You don't have this kind of association, the Lord won't appear there. He only appears with his real devotees. Janaki Das, thank you to all you here. I need your association. That's how we get it, man. Everybody here we're being engaged in the confidential service of the Lord. When you hit Madhyam, then you really are getting there. And even before that, you're showing the example. Look, I'm listening, looking to the example of the Madhyams. They're listening to Uttam. I'm also listening. I'm learning. Look at them advancing. Look at the rolling eyes of Govinda. Look at Dasut, you're doing what he does, hugging and all that stuff. Look at that. Oh yeah, I really want that. This is working. I'm developing faith, ruchi, faith in this process. See, you're in the process. Then Madhyam happens. Devotion arises after all your miseries are almost gone. We're in the process, man. Dynamically living the process right in the book. These are all the pastimes of the Lord in the book form. You got to find the living presence of that. The book and the devotee Bhagavat. Then you've got the living presence of the Lord coming to you.